Do you guys have like a Glendale PD equivalent over there? Like,
You guys, somebody that
Tecumseh, as with Skeeter.
do you just call anyway, no matter what, every time now?
With me it's Wayland, but yeah, we all have our own little sectors in Michigan.
But like if you're
if we call
doing a sting,
yes, like there is like in Wayland, the cop will show up and they will know me. They'll
if
know
you're
what's
in a
going
new
on.
place though that you've never worked with before, do you still call on scene every time?
Yep,
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah,
Every time.
Yep.
We never don't call cops.
and especially right now with family-friendly YouTube guidelines, whatever. Cops must be present. Whatever we do, if there is no cops, we absolutely fucked. And I was like, we even talked to Skiro Gene. He was like, guys, I don't know, can you guys maybe help me? Maybe I can do catch cash mules and scammers. He was like, I completely fucked. He was like, videos removed. I'm completely demonetized. I don't know what to do. It's like, I was like, yo, dude, we can help you if you want to catch. And that's how we got the
we actually did a great video when he was Scarecrow.
Yeah.
You were Scarecrow. He was Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
And
really?
we chased the guy,
Yeah,
and he was a fan of both
and he
channels.
was like, I know who
and
you
he was
are,
a
and I
scammer.
know who you are. That's what happened fucking with Rhino yesterday. He was like, yeah, I saw that Americano.
Right.
Yeah, you're right.
Rhino.
Unfortunately, he had
Rhino.
real victims.
It's actually probably good that it was in the motel last night, because had she given him the address and he Googled the address for that house, he probably would have recognized it, because we've done so many stings in that house.
Hey, Glendale PD, we fucking love you.
Yeah.
10 sting operation, 10 arrests. They don't fuck around. They're like, don't do shit in our neighborhood.
You think it would be that easy for everyone? Like, it's
You
a
would
crime.
hope.
The crime
You
is
will hope.
committed.
Yeah.
Like, what's there
Yeah.
to talk about
Yeah.
here? It doesn't matter how we're dressed. It doesn't matter whether the decoys. It doesn't matter. You committed a crime.
Yeah,
like, what the fuck is the problem?
Yesterday when police showed up, and then I talked to the female officer and male officer, and I talked to them, and when they figure out what the fuck what we're doing, they're like, we got so fucking we're like, who is the victim? There is a birthday boy with a cake. Like,
it's
what's happening?
confusing to
They got
roll up
confused.
on.
They're like, who called the cops?
You can't blame them when they walk
I
up.
don't blame
and
them
walk
at
up.
all.
Pressing the charges.
There's a guy in a suit. There's a big Russian. There's a guy with a birthday cake and a birthday hat.
And a
Who do
balloon.
they talk to?
There's confetti everywhere.
Right.
They show up, they're like, who called the cop? What do you need from us?
Plus,
Exactly.
we had a lot of fucking people. Like,
It was a very
Hey,
chaotic scene.
let's talk about that woman who she was downstairs when he got arrested, and she was like,
She was-
You ain't in South Carolina right
She
now.
was really affixed on South Carolina for
Yeah,
some
you were
reason.
If you were in South Carolina,
you
you wouldn't
would've
made it
made it
out alive. And shout out to her. She did not do anything. She just feels.
Yeah.
She
Very
waited. She
passionate,
waited.
and we appreciate
We
it.
had an audience on the balconies of the
Yeah.
apartment complexes too. Like, it was a
We
scene because the
made
Fred fucking
a
screamed.
scene.
It was great. It
Fucking fuck yeah. That was amazing.
I think that was my favorite motel bus.
Yeah.
Well, one of. Actually, speaking on bad police departments, I did have one instance in a motel where I had to sue a whole police department because
Good.
they wanted to falsely take all my equipment.
Wow.
And I learned after the fact they never even looked at the predator's phone.
Wow.
Yeah, so
They're not allowed to do that.
No,
right?
they're not. Well, that's why they got sued.
Yeah.
And they all lost their jobs because of it.
you don't.
They did.
Yes. Yep.
Good. And you, so,
Wyoming PD. Don't ever catch a predator in Wyoming, Michigan. They
Wow.
they will defend
so
them.
on what grounds do they want to take? You didn't commit any crimes. So what grounds did they tell you? What did they tell you on the day? That
Well, on the day there was nothing. I was outside talking to the cops, and all of a sudden my cameras are being brought out, and like, yeah, they're taking your shit.
absolutely not.
Well, at the moment, I was so new to it, I wasn't even sure what to do.
Yeah.
And in my mindset, I was like, okay, well, I guess if they're gonna investigate this predator, I'm fine with that. I want this predator, put away. I guess if they're gonna do what they have to do, and then I get stonewalled. A week goes by, nothing. 2 weeks go by, nothing.
With all your equipment.
All my equipment, thousands of dollars of equipment. A month goes by.
And your SD cards with the footage on
my
it.
SD cards, all my footage. 2 months go by, nothing. So I'm like, all right. I've called the police. I sent emails. I wanted to work with them so bad because this is like a local police department. I don't ever want any like beef, so to speak, with a local police
of course
agency.
not.
Yeah, it's your fucking neighbors.
Yeah, so I'm like, all right. It gets to a point where I had to lawyer up, and I ended up resolving it in court after like 5 or 6 months, and I ended up suing them.
And you won.
I did win.
Good.
I settled. I got a nice amount of money and all my equipment back.
Amazing.
Good.
So
I love happy
thank God.
endings.
That's
Good.
what I
What
was
was
talking
so-
about with the
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
What
yeah.
was so aggravating about it is my lawyer in the end told me what he said was your devices should work because they weren't turned on at all. I don't know why, because they didn't even look at the predator's phone. You should have got your stuff back a week after everything happened, because David Dorwin, the predator in the video, got his phone back within a week. The predator got his phone back within a week.
So
and I had to
frustrating.
sue just to get my devices back that had stuff on it.
Do you experience, and like I have the utmost respect for law enforcement, despite what some commenters might say about my behavior when they are acting stupid.
Unless you Chula Vista PD.
Well, it's actually San
You
Diego
mean when
PD.
you're trapping innocent men, Ashton?
Well, what I was gonna say is, do you sense, like, and again, I have the utmost respect for law enforcement. Do you sometimes encounter a little bit of an air of like, I don't want to say jealousy, but they're like they're bitter that you're doing their work for them?
Yes, they're bitter that
they're mad at you for doing what they should be doing.
They're mad that I think they're almost more mad that they get all the not spotlight work. They get all like the paperwork, not crap, and in their eyes, oh, this asshole just gets to show up in his suit, get his video, and walk away. And probably, like, in their mind, they probably don't think we're really passionate about this shit. And I can't particularly blame them because they probably see a lot of shit from, YouTubers, TikTokers doing dumb stuff in stores or whatever shenanigans they see. But
we had that problem with Las Vegas Metropolitan Police.
Just about to say that. Despite everything what happened,
don't ever get anywhere near like the Strip. Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. Don't ever do a sting there.
We had Cash Mule, and we have all evidence what he's doing. And
literally what you just said. He's like, this is just a spectacle, and it was a scammer, not a pred. But he's like, you guys are just putting on a spectacle. And I don't remember the exact wording, but it was something like, well, how would you feel if your 85-year-old grandmother got scammed out of this amount of money? And he was like, well, my grandma's fine. I keep her educated. Like, it was almost like, well,
that was his fucking defensive mechanism.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen to me, so I don't need to worry.
A grandson who can
one person out of like 10 police officers, all the way at the end, remember, he was like, hey guys, I get it. I actually been receiving those scam emails and people getting scammed. I totally get it. What are you guys doing?
You think we'll ever release that video?
Don't pay attention to whatever the main guy.
That's the one video we never released for different reasons, but
just use different techniques to
allegedly. It was our opinion.
In my opinion,
that someone's ear got twisted.
Wow.
In my opinion.
You really just never know what you're going to get with cops, honestly. And that's why I think you guys are smart for sticking with Glendale.
Well, exactly.
It's almost like roulette every time when you're in a new jurisdiction.
Well, that's why how Courtney...
the whole fucking point. A case in point last night when the predator said to Courtney, I've seen people get busted for this in your area. Preds are afraid to go to Glendale. Isn't that what you want as a police department, to keep your community safe? Don't you want criminals to fear doing the crime in your jurisdiction? Isn't that the whole point? And that's exactly what's happening.
I've actually learned a lot of this is very political, unfortunately.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
It's all bureaucracy. When me, Ashton, and our ex-camera guy, we tried to bait for like a few hours after midnight, first time ever. Not only we give up after 1 hour because it was so dirty and so it's just too much.
Not for us.
Not for us. But what really fucking struck me, how ambitious and they know how fearless Preds are.
Oh, they say hello with the booty hole picture. That's how they greet themselves.
Your mom, what time your mom and dad going to sleep? 10 o'clock? Can you leave the windows open? I will crawl. I will climb to your fucking second floor. I will fuck you in your bedroom and I will leave while your parents are sleeping. And I was like, they have no fear because there is no fucking justice.
Yep. Why would they be worried when the police are?
Yeah.
No, you guys are some YouTubers.
Yeah, YouTubers don't. It's okay.
Well, just like you said about the guy who's a cop that you caught. We had that problem with San Diego PD, and we just did a video in January updating past cases, and one of those updates is not the guy that was on scene, but one of their different departments' head chiefs was busted for doing exactly that. And we're like, I can't make the claim that that's the reason why they dismissed it so openly, but it's a little suspicious, Yeah. And annoyingly frustrating and infuriating.
All we can do is bring awareness, and that's what we do. And look at this. But again, Pratt saw the videos. He knew it, that there is things going on all the time in Glendale. And now the word got spread out from Courtney. She will talk to community, and she was like, yeah, I will do all the arrests in Glendale.
And same goes with Chappie, because we're doing these scam busts. We've done a lot in Glendale, only because we usually merge.
We changed the game in scam baiting.
We try to do scammers and Preds. And I mean, I might as well make double use of the house or whatever. But she says the same thing. She's like, I don't know if I can get a scammer to show up in Glendale anymore. They just hear that in the address and they're like, no, I'm out. Like,
no, not only in Glendale, when any scammers in state California, because we're everywhere, they're like, all right, Trilogy media in California, we like send to a different state. they immediately like, yeah, it's probably Trilogy going to be sitting in the bushes and choke us when we're going to steal the money. We changed the game, how scammers are operating and picking up the cash deliveries.
Oh, that's a very, very real thing. I mean,
it's a good thing. I mean, it makes it harder for us, but it is a good thing. It's what you want at the end of the day. And it tends to be that people overseas tend to not realize how big California is. The scammers don't really know what Southern California means. So we say, if we're trying to hone in, we'll give them you have to give us an address in Southern California, and then it'll be like fucking San Jose or Sacramento. So they think all of California is Trilogy Media, and so they don't want to send scammers to California anymore.
That's so good. They so like fuck. They're like, no,
we run the whole state or something. Like, so it's become increasingly harder.
No, the scammer list. Do not go to Cali. It's Trilogy area.
Well, if we go to Michigan, we can make it happen. We'll get cash mules.
That's what makes amazing when we will show up in Florida, when we will show up in New York, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, when we're gonna be fucking anywhere like Virginia, and scammers like, yeah, there is no Trilogy Media, South Carolina, of course not, or North Carolina, whatever. And then they will show up, and there is an old fuck Mortimer playing by my partner,
which
sitting in a
I have to wear the costume today. I have to get
I'm sure
in
you
there.
guys are definitely in some scammer training list where it's like, all right,
I'm sure our faces are on some dartboards.
Day 2, all right, you avoid Trilogy Media. I'm sure you guys are part of their training
like,
day.
you're not supposed to fucking picking up cash in Pittsburgh.
One of Chappie's insiders, after we did the India mission, one of her insiders told her that like his scammer friends.
Do you know about our India trip?
I do not.
Okay, yeah, that's why
we went to India. We did a Mark Rober and Jim Browning collab where we put glitter bombs in the call centers.
Oh, that's awesome,
so we busted like a couple of call centers, shut them down.
The insiders were saying that their scammer friend said, "Yeah, Trilogy really fucked us. Like not only did we lose our job, we lost money, but like we can't continue to operate now because of what happened." And
they put bounty on our heads. They were fucking going from hotel to hotel looking for Americans. Looking for us.
Well, anyone from my audience, I'm sure I'm going to shoot all my audience over here.
Thanks,
Make sure you subscribe to Trilogy Plus.
I appreciate that. We have a documentary. We have a 10-part documentary series called The Robocall that tells the whole story.
Risking their lives to take this shit down and go check out the Robocall.
And likewise, everybody, please go subscribe to Omma and his locals. OmmaOfficial.locals.com. We'll put all the links
Appreciate you.
in the description and everything.
Operations.
Fucking love you, dude.
Yeah.